Welcome to the Halftime Show, your world of sports in half the time. I'm Colin the Bias.
And I'm Ben Tenuto.
And thanks for tuning in. The Steelers had a huge weekend as they survived a last-gasp drive against the Tennessee Titans 27-24 after Titans kicker Stephen Gostkowski missed a game-tying field goal. So Ben, obviously a win is a win for the Steelers, but do you think the Steelers got lucky, or do you really think that they went out on full swing to win this game because they were up so much and then Titans almost came back?
Hey, it seemed like it was going to be a blowout from the beginning. I was having fun watching the game. I started going on my phone, wasn't paying attention. Next thing I know, Titans are coming back. Hey, the Steelers really got lucky. I honestly think they did. Usually a veteran kicker like that, he makes those. But hey, that was a hard kick for any kicker, in the pros. But yeah, I think it was just pure luck. We could have went to overtime, seen what happened. But the Steelers were dominating that whole game, and they just need to keep the pedal, going. They just got to finish the game. They got to finish the game, and that's really what it was a nail-biter at the end of it.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. But you also have to admit that, Gostkowski's kick was 45 yards. Obviously, that's hard. A 45-yarder is no guarantee. But do you think it was at fault more of him or of Ryan Tannehill, who was called for a intentional grounding to set up that 45-yard field goal?
Yeah, they were shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, Tannehill, I don't know what made him think to throw that ball, but when he did it, I was happy. But hey, yeah, that was on Tannehill. That was Tannehill's fault. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, because he would have gotten set, but he just should have maybe took the risk of maybe throwing it over to the middle, maybe in the distance of somebody instead of completely throwing it into no man's land. Do you think that's something Tannehill should have done instead?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess it's hard to think when you're playing the game, but I think he might have thought that he was going to get sacked and that was going to be the worst thing to happen, and just chucking the ball up there. He probably thought someone was there. I don't know what he was thinking, but there was obviously no one out there. And hey, that really just made it worse for him. He probably had a lot of trust in the kicker.
Yeah, I mean, he also could have threw it out of bounds as well. But moving on to the Steelers' next opponent, somebody that we in Pittsburgh know all too well, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. So, Ben, do you feel that the Steelers have added pressure to win this game knowing that they are undefeated?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm getting on NFL. I'm seeing only undefeated team, Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a lot of pressure. A lot of people are watching them right now. And hey, I'm expecting the Steelers to lose eventually. No one goes undefeated. But this next game, I don't want them to lose this game. They can lose any other game. They could have lost to Tennessee. I would have been fine with it. But this game is very important just because they're in our division. And just overall, it's the Ravens.
Yeah, that's true, Ben. And also, not to mention, if the Steelers lose this game, they're back to where they started. Because Baltimore would be 6-1, and so would the Steelers. Now, You did mention that, it's almost impossible not to go undefeated. Well, unless if you were New England in 2007. But I do agree that it kind of is important to maybe lose one game because it takes that added pressure off of you. So, do you expect the Steelers to win this game, Ben, or do you think Baltimore's going to pull out?
I think it's going to be a really tough, close game at the end of it, but I really think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to pull out. And I'm expecting them to lose the following week, not going to lie, because if they win this game, I think they will lose the following week. But this is a must-win, and I think we're going to pull it out.
No doubt, Ben. And coming up, the college football season is in full swing, but who is the front runner to raise college football's most coveted trophy this year? Find out more after the break.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family. Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
Two-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
Welcome back. The time to award the Heisman Trophy is not far away, as we are discussing who is the front runner as of now. So Ben, this is a little bit difficult knowing that all the conferences have started their seasons differently with the Big Ten starting this week. So who's your front runner right now?
Well, without a doubt, it's going to be a quarterback. But I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence. You know, we've been talking about him since he was named starting quarterback at Clemson. He's won a championship. He's lost, but hey, he's won a bunch of games in the ACC, bunch of games for Clemson. He's playing great this season once again. It's all they've been talking about, you know, how he performs. So I'm going to Trevor Lawrence.
And don't forget, Ben, that man has not lost an ACC game yet. And I remember when he was being recruited, I mean, like he was considered like the next quarterback messiah.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school when he was in Georgia, and then I knew he was going to make an impact at Clemson, and look what happened. He already has one national championship, like you mentioned, and also another one when the Tigers lost to LSU last season. Now, I guess the other contender for the Heisman Trophy could probably be Justin Fields out of Ohio State. Now, the thing is with Fields, Ohio State has only played one game, and that was against Nebraska, where they dominated them 52-17, as he completed 20 out of 21 passes for 276 yards, and he also rushed for 54. So do you think that Fields could maybe make his case for the Heisman once Ohio State plays some more games?
Well, you know, those are some great stats there, you know, like Trevor Lawrence numbers, but hey, I really think the NCAA is really going to kind of, you know, go to Trevor Lawrence here because, you know, Trevor's probably going to be playing more games than Ohio State is. You know, we might see them in the championship, you never know, but it might come down to that, you know, how they perform in the playoffs. But I'm still going Lawrence. I don't think Fields is, you know, on the same level as Lawrence. You know, we've been talking about Lawrence ever since he came in, ever since he was in high school. So I think he's the better guy.
Yeah, even though I do think that the reason that I pick Fields is because I feel he has a little bit of a tougher schedule down the stretch compared to Clemson, because you got to mention Ohio State still has to play Penn State, who is coming off a devastating loss, as they will be playing in State College this Saturday. And also, yeah, but I mean, like when you look at Clemson's schedule, they got to play Boston College, Florida State. They still got to play Pitt, but they do have to play Notre Dame. So I'm curious to see how Lawrence is going to come out of that game, because I feel if he dominates Notre Dame, I feel that Lawrence can make his case for the Heisman Trophy. But I guess we're going to have to see. But now, Ben, I do kind of want to like switch gears a little bit. Now, do you think the Heisman is a little bit more of a quarterback's trophy rather than a skill trophy? Because like for the last few years, it's been all quarterbacks who have won it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of changed it to become that. You know, you watch the commercials, and it's all quarterbacks. You know, that's all they talk about is the quarterbacks in it. Hey, you never see anyone on defense winning it. You know, you haven't seen a running back in a while. So hopefully in the future we'll see some different athletes up there.
And as for this year, I really feel the only running back that can really make his case for the Heisman is Chuba Hubbard out of Oklahoma State. But when we come back, can the Dodgers close out the World Series, or can Tampa force a Game 7? Find out our thoughts when we come back.
All right, we're ready.
Oh, no. You are right here.
Is the win really necessary, guys? We need the win? Okay.
You go, Jake. Awful.
Okay, I need someone to make me laugh.
Where's Wyatt? Wyatt's always late, duh.
I'm here. Jealous?
Get out of my way! Stop!
Cool. Okay. And now we're smiling. There's a lot of noise going on. A lot of noise.
3, 2, 1.
Here at the Pioneer sideline.
We covered the real sports.
On another season, the Penguins are just getting started with the regular season this week.
Pioneer Sideline.
The show that starts your Friday mornings has returned with both familiar and new faces. Daybreak host Taylor Fife and Delaney Bomas are bringing you the latest updates in Pittsburgh and Point Park news. We also have a variety of talent on our free segments. Whether it be singing, dancing, or indeed egg smashing. Start your mornings with us at Daybreak on UView at UView Television.
Welcome back. We have seen an exciting World Series so far as the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays have been battling it out to sit atop of the baseball world, as the Dodgers are finally one game away of winning the World Series, while Tampa is trying to force a Game 7 after being down 3-2. Now, Ben, this is the moment that Dodgers fans have been waiting for pretty much this whole decade after having one heartbreak after another in the postseason. So do you think the Dodgers are going to get it done tonight, or will the Rays force a Game 7?
Like you said, it's been really exciting. I don't know. I really wanted the Rays to win this series. Doesn't seem like I don't think they will, but I think they're gonna force a Game 7 tonight in this one. I believe that because the Rays seem like they've been getting lucky and they've been doing great late in the game. And once again, the Dodgers, they've been at this point a lot, but like you said, they've struggled, and they're finally here. And I just don't think they're gonna pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, like I agree with you, Ben. But then again, I mean, this is the Dodgers. After having just one heartbreak after another, with like losing to the Nationals last year, and then losing to the losing to the Astros, in the sign stealing scandal in 2017, and then losing to the Cubs in the NLCS the year before. So do you think that the Rays are going to force a Game 7 and win it, or do you think the Dodgers are going to close it out in Game 7?
Well, it seems like the Dodgers have been overall the better team throughout this series. We've seen them dominate at some points, but then we've seen the Rays kind of bounce back and look like they're getting kind of lucky out there. But I think overall, the Dodgers are going to pull it off in Game 7. And I think it's just because they're the better team. And I think they're just going to come out. If they lose tonight, they're going to come out swinging in Game 7 if they lose tonight. But tonight, I feel like they're going to be relaxed. They're going to be like, oh, we have two chances to beat them. And I don't think they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, but I mean, I would assume that the Dodgers would just want to get this done in a Game 6. But if it would go to Game 7, it would be interesting, because I feel like, with no surprise if you're a baseball fan to absolutely no one, if this does go to a Game 7, the Dodgers are going to most likely start Clayton Kershaw. But the Rays might start a former Pirate, Tyler Glasnow, who got traded to Tampa with Austin Meadows for the Chris Archer trade. So do you think that's a matchup that we could see in Game 7, Ben? Kershaw against Glasnow?
Yeah, Glasnow has been performing really well for the Tampa Bay, the whole season, and I think he's one of their strongest pitchers, and I think they would start him in Game 7. I think they would definitely put a lot of trust in him.
Yeah, but would you think that Glasnow would win, or do you think the Dodgers, like we've been talking about for this block, are going to pull it off?
Ooh, I think I'm going to have to give Clayton Kershaw. It's because he's a veteran, and I want to see him win, to be honest with you. You know, he's had a great career. And Glasnow, he's still got time, but he's a former Pirate. You know, I hope he does well, but I think Kershaw's going to pull it off.
Game 6 is tonight. We'll see what happens. And now we'll wrap things up for this edition of the Halftime Show. Thank you for joining us. I'm Colton the Bias.
And I'm Ben Tenuta.
Hoping you enjoy the rest of your day. Good night.